Hey guys, today's video is going to be about our native species Lasius Flavus. They are known as the yellow meadow ant and are very common in England and Central Europe. You don't see them as often as other ants as they mainly stay underground, and that's where they do all their hunting, so they don't have to come to the surface very often, apart from nuptial flights. When collecting queens, Flavus are pretty easy to identify as they have a yellow underbelly. Queens are 7 to 9 millimeters long and workers are 2 to 4 millimeters, and males are only around 3 to 4 millimeters. It takes roughly 8 to 9 weeks for eggs to mature into workers. I've had my single queen colony for around 3 years now, and I started her off in a standard test tube setup, and they were in that until they were roughly at around 50 workers, which took about a year. Unlike Lasius niger, who all try to escape the test tube during feeding, Lasius Flavus are very shy, so it was easy to feed them in the test tube for over a year. After that, I moved them into a cheap nest from China that I got off eBay for around £12, and they stayed in that for about a year, and they would have been able to stay in that for another year or two, but some of the Lasius Flavus workers are only 2 millimeters and always found a way to escape. I tried sealing all the gaps, but no matter what I did, they would always get out. It wasn't too much of an issue, as Lasius Flavus are a pretty shy species and never strayed far from their nest, never even more than a few inches from their setup. Also, any substrate I added into their outworld area, they would move together and tunnel inside, so I knew they might prefer a natural setup. I didn't really know where to start at that point, as I'd never really been interested in natural setups. I won't drone on about how I created it, as you can watch Ryan from Antkeeping create some real masterpieces in his videos. And with the help of his videos and chatting to him for advice, I created them a small natural setup in an old cheap fish tank. To move them into their new natural setup, I just took off their outworld, which was only fixed on with rubber bands, and put the nest into the tank and waited for them to move. I'm thinking it only took around 2 to 3 days for them to completely move in, which was a lot faster than I had expected. I'm glad they are happy in their new setup, but I do really miss being able to check up on the queen, and it's likely I'll never get to see her again. But I know that she must be alive and doing well, because some of the chambers of the nest are up against the glass, and I often get to see fresh brood and eggs. With Lasius Flavus being so shy, 95% of the time it looks as if there are no ants at all on the surface. They only come out to grab some sweet and Antkeeping liquid food from their anthood liquid feeder, or when I add killed insects to their setup for protein. And even when I add insects, they normally have covered the bug up with soil and eat it from below ground. Anyway, that's the background journey of how my single queen Lasius Flavus colony got to where they are today. But that's not the only Lasius Flavus colony that you'll be seeing on my channel, as my very awesome friend Antkeeping UK has very kindly sent me a multi-queen Flavus colony that I'm super excited about and looking forward to sharing their journey with you all. I'll be leaving you to watch some bonus Lasius Flavus footage now. So thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, bye!